I watched Captain America Civil War the other day, and I know I'm a little late to the party, but with the Infinity War trailer playing in front of literally every movie I've gone to see recently, I thought better late than never. After the movie finished, I just kinda felt frustrated. I couldn't put into words how I was feeling, so if the following video feels like a short, sloppy essay that was written all in one go in order to fully exemplify one's thoughts, well, that's because that's exactly what this is. Let me clarify. The movie itself didn't frustrate me. I loved it. It's one of the better Marvel films. But the actions of the characters on screen were just so unbalanced. I doubt I could give a full retelling of what happens in the movie. It's just so dense, in a good way. There's a lot going on and it's fun to watch. To sum it up, the Avengers get split right down the middle, black and white. There's either the Captain America side or the Tony side. How did this happen, you may ask? Well, Captain America and the X-Men were all trying to defeat SEAL Team 6 or something when the Mockingjay fired her arrow into the hospital and killed all the civilians, and then the government was all like, "Carl, that kills people." And when you look at all their missions back to back, they have killed a lot of people. So it only seems necessary to put at least some restrictions on the Avengers. Tony, having been assaulted by some soccer mom, agrees, except Captain America is all like, "But what about freedom? We can't have government restriction," except his whole dream was to work for the government, wasn't it? I don't understand. He wanted to fight in a war so bad that he entered a government program to genetically turn himself into a super soldier. But I mean, all that aside, it still makes for an interesting conflict. Freedom versus government control, and it would have made a great running theme. Except that's where it ends. The rest of the movie is about Captain America breaking the law with his freedom to save his friend who has been brainwashed by government control, which I'm sure is supposed to be a metaphor or allegory for something, but it just doesn't work. Nothing stops the fact that Captain America is so much more hostile and aggressively unheroic in this movie than he usually is as a character. Let's examine some common arguments taken for those who take Captain America's side. Bucky is his friend. This is the easiest one to debunk. Are the Avengers not his friends? I understand that Bucky has deeper roots with him because of the time they spent together, so seeing him turned into a Winter Soldier is probably devastating. But has Captain America not also bonded with literally all these other people, the people he has saved the world with? I know he doesn't want Bucky to get hurt, but he's willing to hurt other people in order to make that happen. It's selfish and a childish thing to do. He's not doing it for Bucky, he's doing it for himself. Bucky is being brainwashed and framed. I guess I can kind of understand this one. Bucky hasn't had complete control over himself. With that, he's being framed for crimes he didn't commit. I would also like to point out that Tony was the only one to figure this out fully, while Captain America still didn't know what he was walking into during the finale of Civil War. Captain America's flaw was trying to do everything by himself or going behind the backs of others. Why didn't he just make up with Tony, sign the treaty, and tell him what he was thinking? Tony has the resources to fix this kind of thing. He's done it before. Oh, that's right. Captain America fights for freedom. A common argument used in defense of Captain America is that he is a representation of America as it should be, not as it is. But he's not really fighting for either. The whole movie, he's fighting for Bucky. Just Bucky, the whole time. The other Avengers are fighting for freedom, maybe. Really only My Chemical Romance over here is oppressed in the slightest, but really she's not because she killed a whole village basically, so she should just take the house arrest and deal with it. Really. But Captain America saves Bucky, escorts Bucky, chases Bucky, runs after Bucky. Oh, is he getting away? Is he getting away? No, he saved him again. There's rarely ever mention of promoting a free world or something like he mentioned back when he was signing the Sokovia Accords. And maybe saving Bucky was supposed to be representative of freedom from government control, which is actually a very interesting viewpoint. But it was just done so selfishly. Let me point out all the ways I think Captain America was wrong. His ends don't justify his means. So he does all this to save Bucky or something. Save him from what? I'm not sure. I don't know if his plan was to reverse the mind effects or prevent him from getting arrested, but either way to get there, he messed up these cops, scared these people driving, split the Avengers, fought the Avengers, ruined their reputation. I'll be generous and split the blame for that 50-50 on him and Tony, even though it's not 50-50. By association, he paralyzed Rhodey and nearly killed Tony. It's okay though, because through all that, Bucky didn't get arrested. And now Captain America is a vigilante. Oh, and Captain America knew the whole time that Bucky killed Tony's parents and was just like, yeah, that happened. And when Tony got mad, reasonably, that his parents' killer was in the room, instead of trying to calm him down, Cap was like, he's my friend, stop hurting him. I don't understand. Isn't Tony Stark your friend too? How do you choose? Is there like a little number generator in the morning where you pick different friends to rank above other friends or something? Are they not all your friends? I don't understand. Everyone on Captain's side is completely immature. Maybe this was the point. Maybe the directors wanted to show the audience how wrong Captain America was by making everyone on his side completely unlikable. But look at Tony. He asks for Captain to give him a break. Look at Natalya. She considers the other side calmly and rationally. Look at Rhodes. Even after being paralyzed, he's like, I don't regret a thing. Now look at the other side. Captain America's all like, you're wrong, everybody's wrong. And this random guy who was in Winter Soldier or something is like, Natalya, how dare you consider the other side rationally and calmly? And then when Tony goes to prison to apologize and admit he was wrong, even though he wasn't, Hawkeye literally goes la 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 like a child, like a 3-year-old child. Captain America's side is so convinced that they're right that they completely disregard the friends that they fought by for years. Yeah, okay, deactivate his powers, throw him through the floor, I guess it's fine. Oh, throw him through 2 floors. All the floors? Is that necessary? This is why you're under house arrest, Marilyn Manson. Tony Stark tried to be on Captain America's side the whole time and he rejected him. I could be reading this wrong, but I think Tony was trying to be a genuinely good person. He also disliked the Sokovia Accords, but saw them as a necessary evil in order to keep the Avengers together. Captain America was just like, the Avengers? At every turn, Tony used his influence to talk Cap out of trouble or jail when Captain America needed to be apprehended. Tony asked to do it without government interference, and Captain America was still all like, you're the man, and you're bringing me down. If only Captain America could have seen that Tony was literally doing everything in his power to keep the government from putting Captain America in one of those cells in the ocean, and it just frustrates me so much, especially when we went for Tony's power core at the end, like, who do you think you are? This guy saved you so many times throughout the movie. And then he writes him a stupid little letter, like, I hope this letter makes up for the fact that I almost killed you, and my best friend who I betrayed you for killed your parents, but that's alright, because I wrote you a letter. And again, maybe this was the point of the movie, to make Captain America the unsympathetic party, the villain of the movie, so to speak. But I doubt that's the case because the movie is Captain America: Civil War, so the audience is probably meant to relate with him in some way, even though from the moment he refused to sign the Sokovia Accords I detested every action he made on screen. I don't know. I'm sorry this wasn't very structured and was a lot less serious than usual videos. I just needed to speak my thoughts. Maybe someone else will have something more interesting to say about this. If you do, comment below. I'd be really interested in hearing your perspective.
That's right. And here I am without an umbrella. I feel a storm brewing.